Hi, welcome to another episode of Performance Anxiety. I'm Joan Elizabeth, here with my lovely co-host, Lisa Anderson, and today we're going to be talking about our early onstage experiences.
I love you. Oh, gosh. Well,
How was that for professional?
That was so professional. I
good.
loved it. I think that everybody else is going to enjoy it as well.
Good.
And that was good product placement. Now we should also say that eventually we will have merch.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like merch.
I like merch too. I like our little logo. It's fun.
It's super cute.
So, we're talking about early childhood experiences, and you got an early childhood experience shirt on.
Yes, I'm wearing a very special shirt that I have not worn since my childhood.
You know what's sickening, Joan, is that it still fits.
Well, I can't believe it does. I mean, it just barely does. It's kind of like cutting off my neck up here, but that's okay.
That's all right. If she passes out, it's no big deal.
Well,
it's fine.
I'll tell you that I actually originally dug the shirt out because I knew I still had it.
Okay.
For some reason, I kept it all these years. I think this was like hand sewn on by somebody too. I don't
Probably.
know
It looks like it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was originally going to like rip this whole patch off and put it on a jacket for a burlesque show, for a Christmas show. And then I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't bring myself to it. But yes, this is a very special shirt, and it's got a nutcracker on it.
Yeah.
So as you guessed, one of my earliest childhood on stage.
It's a nutcracker.
This is a nutcracker.
Do you have a picture of you in the nutcracker? Oh, gosh.
Not with me.
No. I mean, it's not like we're going to just pull it out of our pocket and be like, hey. And I know some of the shows I'm going to be talking about. I've got some hideously embarrassing photos of me as well.
Totally embarrassing.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. You guys are awesome. You're already looking at them right now and laughing at us. We're talking about these hideously scary.
Aw. They're cute.
That could be too. I doubt it, but that could be. Yeah. So the Nutcracker. So what was exciting about the Nutcracker as a child for you?
Well, everything. So I was in the Nutcracker probably for 4 or 5 years. I don't know, from the age of like 6 to 10-ish. Like I got out of dance right on the edge of puberty. Like right before those awkward stages.
I was going to just say before you became really awkward. Is that what you're saying?
Right before things started growing in awkward ways. I was like, oh, let me get out of this.
Yeah.
Before it gets weird.
But
I was in the Nutcracker. I was a Polichinelle.
What is that?
That is a like doll puppet thing. So we did one number, and it was during the whole like Candyland scene at the end where Clara and the prince go to. If you're not familiar with Nutcracker, it is a very like it's a fever dream show.
Yeah,
it's a bizarre story.
It's a very bizarre story.
Apparently marketed to kids. I don't know why, but there's like giant rats and kinds of weird going on in that show.
Somebody was high when they wrote that one.
Yeah, but the music is really great.
It's great.
Yeah, Tchaikovsky's score is beautiful.
Yeah,
gets stuck in your head for months on end. So the whole story of the Polichinelles is that they're the children of this giant woman who is who wears this big hoop skirt, and it's played by a man because he has to wear stilts.
Oh,
and we're all under the skirt.
Yeah.
And he kind of shuffles out on stage at the beginning of the number, and we're all like 10 or 11 of us are underneath
this man's skirt. It's just getting worse and worse.
It's getting better all the time.
No wonder my mom didn't put me in the Nutcracker.
Yeah. And he'd like,
and they still do this?
And he'd come out and come out about like halfway from backstage. By the way, this was at the Ocala Civic Theater. I don't know how they fit this monstrous like dress back there. I don't know where it went, but it did somehow.
So
this is probably the biggest set piece besides the tree, besides the Christmas tree that
if our people,
grows.
If anybody's tuning in and this is your first episode with us, the Ocala Civic Theater is a local community theater here for us, and it doesn't have a very big backstage.
It's like it's got large for a community theater. But
for a community theater, they have a lot of classrooms and stuff, but like the hallways, like the actual backstage is kind of not
massive.
No.
So yeah, this man's skirt like would be back there, and he'd be on stilts, and we'd have to like get under there, and then at the opening of the song, he'd like trudge out on these stilts, and he's just if I find a picture of our Mother Ginger, like I'll find it for you, because we normally would do pictures with him at the end of like him holding us, like
well, and really I have to admit that I do kind of know a little bit about that, because I guess I didn't realize the whole entirety of the role, but I know one of the guys that used to play that role.
Oh, do you?
Yes, when his daughters were in the Nutcracker for years. Yeah,
I think we're thinking of the same person.
It could be.
Yeah, and he was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Really good guy.
That, like, how many years did you travel underneath this man's skirt?
Like 4?
4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then he had like a rope pulley thing that he would pull it up like a curtain, and we would cartwheel out of the skirt.
It sounds terrible.
And we'd do our little stupid dance, and like it wasn't stupid. Kind of was, because we're kids. We'd do our little dance, and then we'd all like at the very end, we'd run around to the front of the stage and like wave goodbye at the audience, and then yay, and then we'd run back under the skirt and then like shimmy off stage again.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's my experience as a prima ballerina.
Well, I'm surprised.
My very last.
That you didn't continue on.
Aren't you?
I'm so surprised. I'm shocked.
And we wore these like satiny, they were like yellow. It was like a puffy, satiny, like yellow jumpsuit that came down to the knees. It was like a little like pantaloon type one-piece jumpsuit.
You probably looked adorable, but that sounds hideous.
Pigtails.
Yeah.
Yeah, pigtails, and we wore like little red sticker, like heart stickers on our cheeks.
Oh, hearts. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that sometimes they were circles and sometimes they were hearts. And like, but to make us look like little dolls. I don't know why, but that's what we did.
Because it's a lot less weird having dolls come out from underneath your skirt
than actual children.
Yeah. That's
Is she just giving birth to them for the first time? These are my 10 children. They all came out of my womb in yellow satiny jumpsuits with pigtails.
It sounds horrible.
It's really funny. Well, we loved it at the time. I was also an angel.
All right. He just did. Our producer, if you guys can hear him in the background, he's losing it.
I did not know this would be so funny in the retelling. I'm so delighted right now. This is like a catharsis for me, because I haven't talked about the Nutcracker with anyone.
Well, I understand why. Because, and then you were an angel. Were you an angel in the Nutcracker?
Yeah.
Oh. And did that have you come tumbling out of anybody's skirts?
No, we had these like angel like hoop skirts, and we had to like scoot across the stage with little fake candles to make it look
on
like
your
we were
butt
floating.
Scoots?
No, like on our feet. And our little ballet slippers. Like,
okay.
I can't really imitate it now, but We had to move in kind of like a little serpentine pattern through each other.
Okay, because
like,
when you first said scoot, I'm like trying to picture these hoop skirts with you guys like scooting on your
like little baby hoop skirts, you know, that came all the way down to make it look, because there would be dry ice that came out first, because this was for the snow scene. So
you need to stop now, because you know the imagery that I'm getting is probably not the same as what you're trying to describe.
No, I love it.
Because
whatever's
now,
in your head is better than what happened
on
stage.
Like, you know, I'm seeing you guys scoot across in these hoop skirts, and then I'm trying, okay, no, they're standing, and then you're like, and then dry ice come out, and I know that you're talking about the dry ice came like out from behind the stage or in front of the stage or off to the side, but in my brain, it came out of your hoop skirt. The serpentine pattern of dry ice coming out of your hoop skirt.
That's exactly right. That's exactly correct.
Oh my God.
And the best part of that was that when we came out, because it was all like little, you know, 6 and 7-year-olds playing these angels, you know, and you could hear the audience go, "Aww."
I'm sure you were adorable.
We were adorable. Aww. It's almost like a patronizing, oh, there's the part that they let the little kids do. Aww,
yeah, oh, isn't
sweet.
that cute? That's adorable.
We didn't actually dance. We were just like, kind of did a little thing, and then
that's
then
the part for the people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, the audition was, can you move in a line and behave backstage?
Yeah, not pick your boogers
in front of the
audience. If you're gonna do it off stage.
And we definitely did backstage.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I know I did some shows when I was a kid, but I don't remember them. Like they were just like church things, you know, like the probably, you know, nativity scene stuff, you know, like I have like a faint memory of that, and I don't remember if it was me on the stage or me watching the stage, like, you know. So my theater really didn't like even start until I was older. It was past the awe.
I'm sure it was much more dignified than like cartwheeling out of a man's dress.
I don't know. I mean, you know, if you go back and watch our first episode, I talked about Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
And trying to audition for that and everything. It was the 90s, so you know, we're doing the show, so it was very easy to get this outfit for us, but we just had like colorful shorts on and a white t-shirt, and that was our extent of our outfit.
That
and
puts
then
like images of like, do you remember shows like Wild and Crazy Kids where there's like shows in the 90s, like kids shows like that were game shows. I don't know, they always had them in like white shorts and a neon shirt.
Yeah, ours was kind of like almost the opposite.
Like what that
you
makes
know,
me think of.
Yeah, you're still kind of half floating on the 80s there, and stuff. Yeah,
and now we're gonna dance.
I mean, granted, this was, you know, late 90s because I was a sophomore, but still.
Yeah. Or it makes me think of too, like those, I'm sure it was much better than this, but it makes me think of those like those touring anti-drug like groups that would come to your middle school.
Yes, yeah, that's it. And if you were we were talking about shirts earlier, and my shirt was everybody signed your Schoolhouse Rock shirt.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That would be special.
Yeah.
I would keep that shirt.
Yeah, you know, I think though, if you're looking back at plays that like I'm probably gonna embarrass myself on some of these, but
I just told you about my.
Oh God, no! This gets worse.
As a ballerina.
So we were on our last episode. You talked about Shakespeare, and we did Midsummer Night's Dream.
It's a great play.
It is a great play. But we got so slap happy silly on one of the shows, and the guy that played the donkey, if I'm remembering the show right, he dies, right? Like, no. Who dies?
I don't remember.
somebody dies.
I just remember that the fairies like drug the humans and
Yeah.
make them hallucinate.
But there was like a death scene, and whoever
You're
died,
right.
like
I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember who it is either, and I don't know Shakespeare well enough to be able to figure that one out. But whoever died, and if you guys want to let us know in the comments, by all means, let us know in the comments who
please
died.
School us in the comments about who dies in
Yeah.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You'll save me a Google trip, but but okay, but he decided to prolong his death.
Oh, God.
And he did one of those, he died and then sits up because he had forgotten his lines. Like, he died because he forgot his lines and then he remembered them. So he sits up, I'm not done.
I'm not dead yet.
I peed myself. Like,
Oh,
literally
gosh.
peed myself. I was laughing so hard. And, you know, that's the most embarrassing thing. And I don't think I would have admitted that have I not seen, you know, actual, like, live, big-time stars admit the times that they've peed on stage.
So you literally peed yourself.
I literally peed
You were
myself.
laughing
That was
that
not,
hard.
I was
That's
laughing
amazing.
that hard that I peed myself.
No, that's amazing. That's like when something makes you laugh that hard.
Yeah, but then you know you're in high school, so you're trying to hide that you peed your pants. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like the worst.
Did anyone notice?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, how can you not? You smell like pee. It didn't help my popularity any, I'm sure, which was none.
or it might have if,
It might.
if you leaned into it.
I have.
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I peed a little.
I peed.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was good. That's the first time I've ever talked about that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So now everybody knows, you know.
I never had that happen.
No?
No,
I
can remember. No.
I was like, I used to laugh so hard. My girlfriend, my best friend and I, like younger, it was kind of our goal to see who we could get to pee their pants when we hung out with each other. Like that hardcore belly laughter. There is no way that you're gonna not pee your pants.
No.
Kind of laugh, you know, and stuff. So yeah, but when you're in high school, that's no longer funny.
Oh yeah, everything's.
I mean, maybe for somebody else, but for the person that peed their pants, not so much.
Everything is mortifying. And,
yeah. As we said in the last episode, everything's a big deal.
Everything is a huge deal when you're in high school.
Yeah, huge. But yeah, that was definitely a formative memory. There is like early childhood stage experiences. You know, like being on stage. You know. So, but no, we had ridiculous costumes in that too. I was a lion. I had like little,
you were a lion?
Or yeah, like something like that, I think.
All right.
I don't know, like I don't remember much of this play, really, like Midsummer Night's Dream. I remember I had to run around going, rawr, so I'm assuming I was a lion.
That's like the easiest Shakespeare lines ever.
Yeah, really, honestly. Oh, you know what it was? I was part of the troupe that played the play. That's why I was a lion.
Okay.
Yes, now I'm remembering. Yeah. So I was actually one of the characters. I don't remember who, but it was the one that plays the lion, and maybe our producer will Google that again, or you guys can school us in the comments. But and at one point I had to run around. Rawr.
Do you remember it being a fun time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember what grade. I don't remember what grade that was, but it was, the class that was above us, of course, got most of the roles because it was the senior class. So I don't know if it was, it was 2 years ahead of me. So it was still my sophomore year. So it was probably like my second play.
Yeah.
You know, they were a great group of seniors. They really were, that were involved in the theater and stuff. And so they had all the best roles, and it was fantastic. Snug. Yes, Snug. Aww. That's right. I played Snug.
I love that name.
Yes, Snug. This is stuff we should probably like research before we sit here and talk about things, but I don't know. Yeah. It's more fun if people, you know, are trying to guess at what we're talking about.
We're doing it purposefully so
Yeah.
that you comment and
That's right.
let us know what the
More traffic for us on YouTube.
yeah.
If you're
Midsummer
commenting.
Night's Dream, that was Chaucer. Like what was?
Yeah. So what was
It was-
another formative memory for you in theater?
Okay. So
Early.
and this one's probably not as interesting because I have hardly any memory of it. But my earliest memory of being on stage was my preschool graduation. We did the Little Engine that could.
Preschool graduation.
Yeah. Why? I don't know.
Is that when they started handing out trophies? Like,
I don't know why they did this.
and you
it was
said
a-
you were
Well, it was a Catholic school,
okay.
but we did a little play of the Little Engine that could for some reason, and I was one of the dolls.
Okay.
There's like 3 dolls, and they say things in unison, like "No, don't keep going" or something. I don't know. And
Scary.
all I know
It's
is that I was really excited because I got to wear this really floofy pink dress that I had that I loved. So I get to wear my
everything that you tell me, my brain just does something weird. Like this to me, you're like, oh, I was one of the dolls, the 3, and we all say things in unison, and all I can think of is like some horror movie of this child standing in the hallway saying that. And you're like, no, it's really cute. And I'm like,
it was very
creepy.
cute and weird, and I don't know why we did that.
Yeah.
I don't even
Oh my
come to think
God.
of it. I don't know why we're having like K4 graduations. I don't know why that's a milestone.
I don't know why either, but
I don't remember
oh my
learning
gosh.
anything
I mean,
that year.
but would you think that like the Nutcracker for you like solidified wanting to be on stage, or was it,
It actually had the opposite effect on me for a while.
did it?
For a long time. Yeah.
I mean, you were birthed out of a giant man skirt. I can't
Well,
blame you, but
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even so much that. It was like the culture of ballet is there's a layer of competitiveness to it and
yeah.
body consciousness. I would almost say like toxic body relationships.
Yeah, I've interviewed a ballerina before, and
Yeah.
she said that one of the schools that she went to, they like that particular instructor was very big on making sure that kind of culture didn't happen.
Okay.
And
I'm
so-
glad to hear that.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely
It's
it
definitely
was.
it's
Yeah, I don't know
definitely
if
an
it still
area.
is, but-
Yeah, it's definitely an area of judgment that I was very turned off to.
yeah.
That I backed away from it because I did get out of it like right on the cusp of hitting puberty,
Okay.
was
Yeah.
when I kind of walked away from that. And I got more into like visual arts at that point.
Mhm.
I was really into drawing and painting, so I
Yeah.
kind of explored that for a while.
Okay.
And I didn't actually come back to theater in any capacity until about high school.
Okay.
So even late high school
Yeah.
was when I got into I did advanced drama and thespians troupe, and that was because I wanted to try and do a play just to kind of I don't know, I wanted to stretch myself. I wanted to get on stage and see if I could actually get on stage and not
Yeah.
freeze. Because I mean, in dance, you don't say lines, so
No.
there's a
Yeah. A little
it's
different.
Yeah,
A little different.
yeah.
Theater for me helped me get through school. Theater and choir.
Okay.
Like they helped me get through.
I hear that from a lot of
school.
people.
Yeah. I wouldn't I definitely was not part of any popular crowd.
I wasn't either.
Um
Not by a long shot.
not by a long shot. But I had a phenomenal group of friends. And a lot of my friends transversed into the popular crowds. But I think things like theater and choir kept them grounded as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have made it through without either one of those,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it would have just been, I didn't play sports. I'm 5'11". They wanted me to play sports until they saw me play sports, and then
you're tall. Like, you must be athletic.
Yes, you must play volleyball until I duck and run from the volleyball, and you must play basketball until they see that I pass out halfway down the court. And
oh no!
Can't throw the ball, and
They go, height does not equal, interest in that.
No, I think they got me into track once so that I could do shot put, because I used to throw shot put.
I did cross country for a year in high school, and I mean, I actually enjoyed running, but just on my own time. I didn't want to do it competitively, but I kind of did it from pressure from some of the older girls that I knew, and also my brother had run cross country, but he was also like a tall, lanky thing, and he excelled at sports, and so I tried it my freshman year, and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
No. I always thought, looking back, I was like, I was lazy. I didn't want to do sports. So I was lazy with sports, but we rode bike and walked everywhere.
Yeah, I think competitive sports just are not everyone's thing.
No.
For sure.
No, but the theater, that definitely, And we had so many hilarious memories. I think
that's so awesome.
I think the hilarity is what, you in drama, you get offstage drama on some things, that's going to happen. And I remember my my sophomore year, I had the one choir teacher that was phenomenal. She had been there for years and years. And I fell in love with her right away, loved her. And then she retired and somebody new came in. And, oh, man, did I give her a hard time. I felt, you look back and she, no. And she was, very sweet. But I made her life not nice.
There's something about, like, a really good... Especially, I feel like in the arts especially, like a teacher that is so beloved, it's really hard to fill their shoes when they leave.
Yes.
It's really hard for
I think
the new person coming in taking their place.
Yeah, I think she really had to wait until all of us that had been involved with the previous one shoot out.
Tough,
It was a tough crowd.
Hello, children that have no idea who the previous lady was.
Yes. Exactly.
Coming in, all you blank slates. Thank you. I love you. Our drama teacher she was crazy in a wonderful way.
Yeah, we had a couple of crazy ones. It was like a rotating, but we had a primary one that was there most of the time, and she was fantastic. But it was kind of like whoever they could get to sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I think the musical ones were often the orchestra teacher and stuff. But no, we did quite a few plays. Like, so we did Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And believe it or not, there was some hilarity that ensued in that as well, where it not intentional. Like, we were very respectful for that play.
And especially I would think for a show like that, you need moments of reprieve.
Yeah. So
that's not surprising to,
I think the biggest one, there was two moments in that show that I remember quite well.
Were you peed yourself?
No, I did not pee myself, and it had nothing to do with me. Just me trying not to laugh hysterically on stage as a person that it happened
Lisa,
to.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, it's so inappropriate. And I was
died.
I know. So there was one where the gal playing Anne spun, and she slipped. And went, and, and we're supposed to be quiet, and there was a giant boom, and Anne died that day.
Oh, no. And that's how they found out.
And that's how they found out.
No.
Oh, God. Oh, we're going to hell for that.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
So sorry, Anne.
So sorry. And then another one, kind of the same
You're an
type of...
inspiration to us all.
I know. Kind of the same deal where I think it was the new guy that came in. What was that? Mr. Jussel, I think. And he went to sit on the cot, and the cot broke, so he's sitting in the cot, and his legs are sticking out over the side. And it's supposed to be this real somber moment in the house for the family.
Oh, God.
And Anne's supposed to start this diary, and she's trying not to laugh as she's reading the diary monologue. Oh, God. Those are the best moments, though. Like, those are the things that, you know, like, especially when you're teenagers, just having those moments of and memories, formative memories and things, you know.
And that's such a heavy show on its own.
Such a heavy show.
So yeah, I could see having those moments to laugh is really important.
Yeah. And we did a bunch of one acts, and then the senior year. So where I grew up, there was, I think, a big top tent. Seen those shows? Like, so where I grew up, it was Big Top Chautauqua. And if anybody knows how to spell that in the comments, I will be impressed. No Googling.
Chautauqua?
Chautauqua. So Big Top Chautauqua. And they would put they would erect the blue tent seasonally at the base of the ski hill during the summers. And, but anyway, so they would get in all kinds of things. So like when Leo Kottke is in the area at our, theater here, the Riley, it brings back memories because Leo Kottke was one that would go to the Big Top Chautauqua all the time as well.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so, but they did a lot of, historical plays and music and numbers. And so they had their own house band and stuff. And they got together with some of the seniors in our high school, and they wrote a musical.
Oh, nice.
And it was
like an original
show. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. And of course, being a senior, I was very pissed off. You know, all that hormonal, like, because I wanted to do a traditional type of a thing, you know, and here we are. And I wasn't a part of the writing experience. You know, and I wound up getting one of the lead roles, which was very uncomfortable because the other person that got the lead role, so there was like, kind of like the Three Musketeers, there was myself, one of my really good friends, and then her boyfriend, but all three of us were really good friends before they became boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were dating by this time. And he got the other role. It was a romantic thing. Yeah. So that was awkward.
Yeah, and at that age, that's
that's just like, oh, God, we gotta, whatever. So, no, it was, I mean, you looking back, it was what a cool experience to be able to do, and we didn't perform it at the high school either. We performed it at the Big Top Chautauqua. So that was my first experience on a stage that wasn't at a high school, So that was pretty cool. But that
is cool.
Yeah. They normally would do like two shows a year, at the high school, 2 different shows. And, that year they only did the one because they were doing the classes on the writing, and then.
Did you ever hear of anything anything more becoming of that show, or did it?
No, I didn't hear anything. They just did it the one
time.
I don't think they ever did anything else with it. I think it was called Journey to the Heartland, I want to say, but it was like about the daughter, I think, of the guy that owned the train depot and that kind of stuff. And
exciting.
And falling in love with the guy, the wrong side of the tracks kind of guy, and and that the poor guy and the rich daughter and stuff like that. So it was it was kind of fun. We got to wear period costumes, and I felt bad for the person that had to do my hair because I had to have ringlets in my hair, and I have a ton of hair. Like high school stuff, that was amazing to me.
Yeah, we didn't really have like a lot of resources in high school. So, I mean, for theater, for the arts in general at my school, but we did what we could with what we had. And the greatest thing for me was, it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So we did a 1-act play my senior year, which one of my friends, who is still to this day a friend of mine, who is involved in theater still, you know. still an actor, and you know we're still really good friends. That was my first play ever. Was opposite him.
Oh, fun.
And so it was really cool. We actually got to take that to district competition or regional something whatever.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. And I think we got an excellent or something. So yay.
Yay.
It was really fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's
it was
awesome.
yeah, so just I made some friends that I'm still close with to this day. And that's a really special thing.
That is a really special
through that
thing.
particular avenue.
Yeah. I
really
think one of
awesome.
the things that I loved about theater the most was the diversity that it brought to the table as far as like friendships went. Because
Yes.
when you were in a show, you were friends and you might not hang out with them
Yeah.
outside of that, but you were like a family during that time, you know, and it brought together like jocks and the popular kids.
That is so true, and I'll end on this for myself because that brings back a very specific memory of like we were in like advanced drama class, just like, and there weren't very many of us in there, so it was kind of at the end of the day, and I think we were rehearsing for our one act or something, and this kid walks in who was a friend of mine, but he was a jock. He was he was an ROTC kid, and he was a like sports kid. He was a swimmer.
Yeah.
And I think he did some other sports too. But he walked in. He was like running an errand because he had like free period, and I think he worked in the front office or something. And he came in, and he's like, hey Joan, what are you guys doing? He like looks at us like, what is this place? What is this room? What are you guys doing in here? I was like, oh, this is drama class.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys like put on plays and stuff? And I was like, yeah, we're rehearsing for our one act play. He was like, that's really cool. I want to do this. So he switched from whatever class he was in, whatever his class was that he was in, to be in our class because he saw us having such a great time.
That's amazing.
That he joined us.
That's amazing.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So you're right. It's true. It brings together people that normally may not,
interact with each other.
And like he was a friend of mine, but that was when we got really close because he was like, you guys are awesome, whatever you're doing in here, because he didn't even know we were there.
Yeah.
I don't think he even knew there was a drama class.
That's hilarious. Well, should we sign off?
I guess.
Yeah. We'll have the
Nutcracker
photos.
pictures.
Nutcracker pictures, yes.
And if you have any photos too.
I do. You'll get to, like, they've already seen me dressed up as, in my white shirt and lovely shorts. And, and playing Mrs. Franck and I don't think I have any of me as Snug, though.
Aw.
Snug the joiner, I
Dang
think.
it.
I know.
I
Dang
really
it. That would have been good. That's all right. Everybody can forget that memory.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And if anyone would like to share their photos with us,
they can send them to us on our Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, at performance.anxiety. So
please
send
DM us
them. We would love to see them. And let us know if we can share them, because we totally will if you'll let us.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
and we'll tag you.
Yeah, we'll tag you. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us your goofy childhood stories. And I hope many of you did not come out of skirts. And with that, we will see you guys next time.
Take it easy.